I'm standing inside Sulphur Springs City Hall, where so many decisions are made on a consistent basis that have made a positive impact on our community. Towns throughout Texas are coming to find out how we have accomplished so much as a city. Today we're going to interview the man who's been behind this movement for almost 20 years. He's our city manager, Mark Maxwell. So let's go in his office and find out how teamwork has been essential to making Sulphur Springs one of the best places to live in America.
As the city manager, I'm the chief executive officer for the city, which means I'm in charge of the day-to-day operations. I don't set policy. I recommend policies to the city council who sets policy, and then I implement those policies. And I have a number of department heads that report to me, and I just kind of oversee the day-to-day operations. The team extends beyond myself and my department heads and the employees that report to them. The team includes the city council, and above them includes the voters. And I think that teamwork is especially important in government because the top level of the team is the voters. And sometimes they're the forgotten level. Sometimes they're the level that doesn't get consulted. And I learned early on in my career that that's the most important level, that when that part of the team is brought in, the rest of the project, whatever the project is, ends up with a better result and is a more pleasing process to get there along the way. So downtown is the big one that seems to come to people's minds about what's been done around here in recent years. And it does stand out. It is, it's the envy of many cities around us. I get approached by other cities all the time. Denison was here the other day wanting to know how we did it. A few weeks before them, Lindale was here wanting to know how we did it. And I have a standard speech that I give to them, and really when you think about it, it's all about teamwork. And one of the things I mentioned to the council members is that they themselves need to be committed to the project, meaning that they need to be prepared to stay on the council long enough to see it through, because the vision that begins a project needs to be the vision that ends the project. And if the vision changes in the middle, oftentimes that's catastrophic. For example, when we went from one-way streets to two-way streets, the whole town was in an uproar. But the city council was committed, and I was committed, and my department heads were committed. And literally within 24 hours, the public perception changed dramatically, and within a few months, changed almost completely. And so there was a very tight teamwork among us because we had the vision, we knew it was correct, and we saw it through. Now, as far as the design of downtown, that's a really good example of bringing the public in early and including that part of the team. And that's exactly what we did. We hired a professional, somebody who's really good at designing downtowns and even better about including the public. And his name is Ian Lockwood, and he spent 3 days here. And for 2 of those days, all he did is see appointment after appointment. He had 15-minute appointments back to back, 12 hours a day for 2 days. And while people came in, he had a map of downtown laid out on the desk, and he had a big he had a roll of rice paper that he would lay over it. And when people came in, he'd start drawing their ideas right in front of them and incorporating them into the plan. And as the 2 days went, the plan started to evolve. And people could see, people who came in being dead set against anything that was going to happen, walked out being enthused about not only what was going to happen, but about the input that they had in it and their part of the program. This is a really good example. This is a young citizen whose dream it was to have some sort of a water feature in front of a water castle or something like that, right? And had in a interesting. It was a Dare to Dream assignment in their class. What is your dream? They were studying Martin Luther King. What is your dream? And this was her dream, and she presented this dream, and now we have a fountain downtown. When corporations, when companies say we want employees that can work as a team, they mean they want people who can provide input, meaningful input, and then the other part of that is who can receive others' input. You can't just come into a group situation and say, I have input, here it is, let's do it. That's not the way it works. I learned that in my career. That's how I started as a young man. I thought, okay, I'm the professional, this is the project, this is what we're going to do. I learned, thank goodness, that that's not the better way, that the better way is to be inclusive. I have an opinion. I have an informed opinion about most of the things that we do. When I don't, I seek the informed opinion of others.